this narrative that somewhere government is on the defensive, somewhere we are being accommodative. I mean, I ask people, if we were being accommodative, who sent the Indian army to the LAC? Rahul Gandhi didn't send them. Narendra Modi sent them. Okay, we have today the largest peacetime deployment in our history on the China border.
The Congress party is saying that the Indian government the Modi government is defensive, reactive when it comes to China. That neither Mr. Modi nor you even mention China. You just say eastern neighbor.
Then they must have some problem understanding words beginning with a C. Please look at everything I've said. That's not true.
And what about this thing that they say that almost 1,000 square kilometers has gone and the foreign minister is not facing facts, not telling us the truth in parliament?
No. Look, I think they are deliberately misrepresenting the situation. I give you two very specific examples of that. You remember that ho halla which happened on a bridge? They were building a bridge in Pangong Tso.
Yeah.
When did that area actually come under Chinese control?
Yeah, I've seen that. You said that it is long back.
I'll tell you when it came. The Chinese first came there in 1958 and Chinese captured it in October 1962. Now you're going to blame Modi government in 2023 for constructing a bridge which the Chinese captured in 1962? And you don't have the honesty to say that is where it happened. Or let me give you another example. These border villages. Now there were border villages which have come up in areas which the Chinese actually, in Longju, there was a clash and it's not a secret, at that time it was hotly debated in India, in the parliament, in the media. So what happens, you do the smoke and mirrors, say, oh, there's something happening here. It's almost like 1962 never happened. It is like, we should be, let me give you a very, very, a different example. Everybody says, we should be having our troops up there, we should be building border infrastructure. Hello, why didn't you build that border infrastructure? I just look at the budget of the border infrastructure. During the Modi period, the budget has gone up 5 times. Till 2014, roughly it was 3,000, 4,000 crores was the budget. Today it is 14,000 crores. If you look at the roads which are built, you look at the bridges that are built, they have doubled or tripled. You look at the tunnels which are taking place. I mean, this government is serious about border infrastructure. Whereas we know the underlying thinking earlier was, let's leave it like that, then the Chinese can't come inside. Which meant you had no intention of contesting them when they came. So, I find it very thick that, look, I don't think, personally, I would get into a blame game. What happened in 62 happened. But if you now want to whitewash all that and say everything happened only in 2020, I have to call you out, no?
So you're fortifying the border, the boundary, India-China. So does that make China now the biggest threat to India? Are we in a state of a quasi-war-like situation, conflict-like situation?
No. Look,
where are we?
No. I first of all, I'm not using the word we are fortifying it. I think we are legitimately building our border infrastructure because they have built their border infrastructure. In my view, we should have done it 25 years ago.
Again, we are reactive, that means?
I mean...
Your words, Dr. Jaishankar.
No, not at all. Look, they are the bigger economy. I mean, what am I going to do? As a smaller economy, I'm going to go pick a fight with a bigger economy. It's not a question of reactive, it's a question of having common sense. So, secondly, please bear in mind one thing. We had an agreement that you're not supposed to bring military to the border in large numbers. So, by that logic of yours, I should be the first to break the agreement.
Why not?
No, why should I? Because it doesn't make... Look, please understand...
Why are we always the ones not breaking an agreement and it's always the other side breaking the agreement?
Smita, I think you need to take a very...
non-aggressive...
considered view of this.
Okay.
Why do we reach agreements? We reach agreements because it is in our interest to stabilize a border or a situation. Okay? It's not out of love and affection and sentiment that you do. It's cold calculation and common sense. Okay. Our agreements with China were reached in 1993, 96. I'm not even getting into which government, etc. I think I try to avoid this whole debate. Okay. I don't like in foreign policy. Maybe it is because I've been myself so long in this field. I don't like to necessarily say these people were right and those people are wrong. I don't think it serves the nation well.
Okay.
But if I do find that others are playing a political game where everything is being blamed on the present dispensation and entire history is being whitewashed, I think the history has to come out. Okay. Now, on the question of breaking the agreement or not breaking the agreement, generally countries as a rule, sensible countries do not, because what do you need most in international? If you have a reputation as a country which breaks agreement, what do you think is the worth of your agreement?
That is China. Where have they kept the agreement with any country?
Hello.
Or Pakistan for that matter.
From 1993, 1996
okay, not a
to
single
2020.
bullet. Okay.
No, forget bullet. From 93, 96 till 2020, was that agreement observed or not? So how can you say, the agreement is not worth a piece of paper and nothing, all agreements must be broken?
They took Aksai Chin.
1962.
62.
They took Aksai Chin between 1958 and 1962.
Okay.
So, if you didn't need agreements, why did you sign them? I mean, you went in 1988. Rajiv Gandhi went to Beijing in 1988.
88, correct.
Okay.
December.
You signed agreements in 93, 96. I don't think signing those agreements was wrong. I disagree with you. And this is not a political point I'm making.
Okay.
I think those agreements were signed because at that time we needed to stabilize the border. And they did stabilize the border. Please also note that. So this suggestion of yours that people sign and compulsorily break the next day, that's not true. Now,
why can we not come to an agreement on where is the boundary, how many rounds of talks, and it's non-conclusive?
Because when people are, their claims, when any other country's claims are not reasonable, you will not come to agreement. I mean, you and I can come to an agreement. If I make claims on you which are not reasonable, but you will concede it because 25 rounds have happened. You have to look at, what is being discussed as well, no?
Right.
So,
okay.
So look, if I were to sum up the China thing, I mean, please do not, buy this whole, I would say, again, I use this word, this narrative that somewhere government is on the defensive, somewhere we are being accommodative. I mean, I ask people, if we were being accommodative, who sent the Indian army to the LAC? Rahul Gandhi didn't send them. Narendra Modi sent them. Okay? We have today the largest peacetime deployment in our history on the China border. Okay? And we are keeping troops there at a huge cost with great effort. We have increased our infrastructure spending on the border 5 times in this government. So now tell me, who's the defensive, accommodative person? In fact, the question you should ask is, who's actually telling the truth, who's depicting things accurately, who's playing footsie with history? I think those are the questions which should be asked.